Welcome to Mentored Inhouses on the 23rd of May. Today with me I have Vistorica. This is the first MIH. And this is the first time we're actually streaming it. So if you're watching on YouTube and you want to check it out, they are every Saturday, 3 PM Pacific, 12 PM Eastern. No, 3 PM Eastern, 12 PM Pacific. Get that the right way around. And the Twitch channel is twitch.tv/EloHeavenLeague, that will be in the description. So how are you doing, Vistorica?
I'm doing good.
It's good to hear.
I gotta get all my fun notepad stuff ready.
This is hard. I mean, notepad. I don't have enough screens, dude. I need a third screen for notepad, definitely.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Because I gotta monitor Twitch chat and make sure the poker's not trolling too hard.
War over blue buff already.
Yeah. Alright guys, going very, very ham.
I was gonna be one of the ones that says to let him move up
This red team's 2v5.
is very ham.
I don't know what to say that apart from like, don't suicide. Like, let me show you, if you're gonna invade with your team. Like, invade as 5 people.
Minions have spawned.
I mean Swain actually, Swain gets a first blood. He didn't go back and buy any items though. You got a pretty standard jungle stats. First blood you can buy a second Doran's ring. Yeah.
Like a really fast chalice or something. The problem is getting the opportunity to get that base against a Heimer is going to be difficult.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And
it's probably Kylus as what he wants
there's a
first.
lane swap.
Oh. LCS
I'm not
strats.
sure. I guess. Yeah, Xin Zhao gets destroyed by that, but does Shen end up any better off? than he would
Probably
otherwise?
a little bit. I mean, Morgana's being extremely passive and just letting Zin's just farming and getting XP. He's not even getting zoned. So it's working out pretty well for him.
Invading. Ringo is invading, they're gonna meet.
I feel like if he fights him, he'll die again. Ani should be there with him. Ani's not doing anything right now.
Should be
Ani.
a dead Rengar.
Yeah, he's dead.
Unless everybody just misses everything. Please tell me that Shen is gonna cut this off. No, no need.
Well, they got him eventually.
Yeah, Shen couldn't actually move, I just didn't look at the lane. It's so weird to have the 2v1 and try to consider how this changes everything. Oh!
Yeah.
Hammer with the plays. It was a valiant effort, but
I think it's just overzealous.
that's against Swain, and that's pretty harsh.
The Heimerdinger is saying all his turrets up like behind the minion wave. Like his turrets aren't doing anything right now. Should definitely have them like in and around and at least shoving the wave in. Because Swain One of Swain's biggest weaknesses is CSing on the turret. He's awful at it.
Clear is really inefficient, and if he doesn't get the last hits, he gets no mana returns.
Yeah.
The interesting thing here is that we've got basically a hard shove bot lane versus like a full freeze top.
Yeah.
The Morgana's not taking enough aggression in this lane, so Xinjiao's not actually getting zoned out of anything really.
Yeah, since I was still getting the
He's walking up
experience.
and auto-attacking him.
Oh, we have a Rengar gank. Oh, the gank. If I was a Rengar, I would
It
stay.
successfully made Zhao miss some CS. So
Yeah.
success.
He should have just walked into the lane and allowed Zen to CS on the turret. So, just get him some of that CS.
Yeah.
You see junglers do that a lot in kind of LCS and 2v1s.
Yeah,
Oh shit, I missed
where
mid.
they just start CSing every tower together.
Yeah, just to give the
What?
pressure. I'm gonna watch that back because I missed that.
He just walked in and kept going.
Ouch. I don't feel like Dinger has to take a defensive summoner against Swain. Reconsist on Twitch chats asks, isn't Morg supposed to auto-attack Zen for Spellkeep? The answer is definitely yes. Like, every time the Zen's out
Auto-attack for damage?
yeah, that as well. Anytime he comes off the turret, you basically auto him and you pressure him and you attack him and just force him away from the minions. Deny him as much as possible.
Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of Jin Zhao jumping on you in this situation. You just throw down a ward. If he jumps on you, you Q him, and Vayne makes him feel pain.
Yeah.
Vayne is too far back to do that, and that's just Vayne's mistake.
The kind of interesting question is in the lane swap, which bot lane does actually benefit more?
Vayne.
Yeah, I would say so, just because of Annie. Annie's like early lane pressure is like incredibly high.
It would be pretty difficult for Vayne's range to deal with that. Although they have nerfed Annie's auto attack range. I haven't really seen support Annie since then, so I'm not sure how it plays out.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like just the pressure of the stun is like enough.
Yeah. We've got a Morgana though, so it's all turns into mind game.
Oh, there is, but like, even
Yeah,
with Morg, like,
almost equivalent on the top laners. Yeah, but Vayne is pulling ahead of in CS.
oh,
And
Swain
Vayne
lives.
snowballs the game.
Yeah, going back to what I was gonna say though is, like, Morgana Black Shield is good, but like, you're gonna be fucking incredibly good at Morgana to land Black Shield against Flash Tibbers. like Flash ult is just so strong on Annie.
Yeah, I never do that unless it's really, really telegraphed. And it's hard to keep your concentration up good enough to just be prepared for it at any moment where it's possible.
Yeah. Okay, so Red team bot lane took the turret first. And support died while they tried to dive, which is a bit of a silly mistake. What they really should be doing is like
What they
pressuring
really
Dragon.
should do is Dragon.
Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
such a free drag right now.
Especially since Vayne's not even pushing yet. Like, we're still in freeze top lane phase, and I feel as if that could have ended.
Oh. Now they definitely do Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, force people top. They're not gonna move towards it either, that's the worst part.
No, they're gonna try and defend top when it's already gone.
No, they're going to take red buff.
Red team
This is a missed opportunity. Like blue team got like a really big advantage off of that, but like what blue team did, but red team could have countered with a dragon. It would definitely would have helped nullify the advantage. Like it's important when you're playing League is to always have like maximize any opportunity you get to take objectives on the map, because objectives are what win you games. There will be 2 MIHs until reconsist. I honestly feel like this lane swap worked out pretty well for blue team. Because like this Zhao is like completely shut down. Like Shen has got like, they both got next to no
He's
CS.
already got his armor.
But Shen is a lot more relevant with no items than Xin Zhao is. What I feel like could have and maybe should have happened was the Annie should have been roaming. Annie either should have come top and just played with Xin, or Annie could have been in the jungle with Rengar trying to snipe the Mumu, or just going mid and helping Heimerdinger take, you know, probably could have killed Swain with the ignite and stun, etc.
Well, definitely in any of those all-ins. I mean, that last one, Swain got away with less than 100 HP. So, even just a couple auto attacks would turn the tides.
Yeah, definitely.
But right now they've got to deal with a 3-kill Swain and... Oh, Swain dived. 4-kill Swain. And that advantage that they gave up by not taking Dragon in response to the top lane, this game's going to be really hard for them to turn around.
Yeah, it is. It seems taking Dragon now, just favoring their advantage.
They're going to have to get Swain dead before he finishes his Zonias, which means they need their burst champions on point.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Once he has Zonias, it's gonna be so hard for them to kill him. Because he has a Mumu CC to help him out, he has Morgana Black Shield.
They can theoretically pull it off if Annie gets enough AP and Rengar also jumps him.
Yeah, maybe they can burst him within the duration of Vanity's time. That seems unlikely. That Rengar trade was definitely not worth it.
Be too far ahead for
Yeah. I missed that there, but that was a pretty good kill for the red team. This is why Swain just runs into people and kills them. If only he had blue buff.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. I was watching bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shen just moved too far forward and took 2 ults to the face.
Just an FYI, if you're gonna dive into 4 people and get a kill, it's generally not worth it unless they've got like a big killing spree. Because you'll kill him and get 300 gold, and then the enemies will kill you and get 450 gold because they get the assist bonus.
The only time to really do that is when you're getting later in the game and you're taking out their 80 carry to make it so they don't have the ability to take your towers.
Yeah.
Well, blue team may be ahead, but their ward coverage is really, really bad.
Morgana has a slight stone but has no wards placed. Oh, that was a dead dash. Probably shouldn't have wasted all that. Realize in that situation, if Swain lands W, you're 100% dead. And not worth wasting abilities. Emperor Pinky, I think you must be new here, because most people in this community know how much I like to rant about wards. Because wards win you games. It's kind of weird, like, I feel like Swain...
How many more Morgana's going to ward?
Swain should be in mid. And Shen should be split pushing top, because he has ult and teleport. And just in general, blue team have like a huge advantage. They need to start, like they're just not pushing it right now. Like when you have a big advantage like this, they need to start actually taking turrets, etc.
The wards that they even have are so defensive that they can't do anything.
Yeah. Like this bot turret should have gone, and mid, then bot lane should go mid, and then they should take mid turret. And then after that's gone, dragon will be about up, and they can take dragon. Because there's 3 people from red team in top right now.
Really needs to rotate bot or this tower's gone. They're just all deal with Swain and not working out for them.
Yeah.
They're losing a lot off of that.
Swain is just too big. Bet Swain 1v3, even though they ignited him, it's just like GG.
They're still not moving anyone down to deal with this spot.
This Heimerdinger really needs to go back and like.
Ash, I haven't figured it. Okay, they're gone now. Off of that, they should be able to get wards up in Dragon area, do a fast recall, and get back there in time.
I feel like they can take drag easy enough. But they don't even need to go B.
Well, Shen kind of did, he was low.
Well yeah, but Shen has teleport, so that one doesn't matter.
True.
Oh, that's another dead Ash.
Well, that should be a free dragon.
It will be, eventually. I don't think blue team's wards, like, if you're winning the game, like this hard, your wards should be in the enemy jungle. You need wards around here. Around here. Like this pink ward that's placed in their own red buff is completely pointless. The ward in their own try, completely pointless. The enemy is never going to be there because you're winning. Holy shit. That was a good Zanyas. He's Zanyas the Tibus.
Oh, really? Wow. I was watching Vayne auto attack Scuttle Crab and then walk away.
That was the latest Vayne ult I've ever seen. You're gonna Vayne ult at the start. Don't do it right before the enemy's dead.
Okay. So if you're red team here, how do you get back in this game?
You split push? You do like double split push maybe? I don't even know, dude. This game is like extremely difficult to come back from.
Yeah. Well, step one is the enemy is grouped up, you need to be able to wave clear. So, probably Annie, Heimer, and Ashe need to be together defending the enemy push.
Yeah.
And then Rengar and Xin Zhao are both behind, so it's really hard to send them off into solo lanes, but I think you need to.
That's probably the best chance, but
because Rengar has a little bit of damage.
the problem is neither of them can 1v1
Xin Zhao just went
anyone.
tank, so it doesn't really help.
Yeah, neither of them can 1v1 anyone on the enemy team at all. Like, even Morgana is just gonna blast shield and Q and walk away. But, I don't know, they just need to stall. Like, when you have an Ashe on your team, you can always win. She just needs to get items. Even if there isn't a Vayne, like, Ashe has much potential to win the game as Vayne does in late game, in my opinion. That arrow is just so good. I mean, the main problem is that blue team, even though they probably don't know it, they have an extremely easy dive. Like, if a movement just dives and lands on like 3 people, and like Shen and Swain follow up, that's the end of the game. Well, at least like they can probably get in him. Just like that.
Yeah, I'd say that's game.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well. That was a fast one by MIH standards.
Enlightening.
That was very enlightening. I guess we'll move back up into the rift and we'll talk about it.
You can't invade them really. It's so annoying.
Well, that was fun.
Not really.
For you, maybe.
For the rest
Not
of
for
us
red
that were on the
team.
losing team, that was not enjoyable in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, yo. Do Rengars take the small before the red buff?
The small things.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do.
It's
Single
really dumb.
target.
It's really dumb
Maybe.
to say now, but why didn't we just like swap back on our first backs? Like just back and swap.
I thought that was what
We-
would happen and it didn't.
We didn't back
Is
until
the
we
game
got tower,
over for the
Yeah.
mentors?
Yes, it is.
and we were gonna
Mhm.
swap
Alright,
back. But you got
So
dope,
let's be quiet, guys.
couldn't really do much with swapping. I'm answering his question. Chill.
Talking text chat.
So we were gonna swap
Not
back,
the mentors
and then but you had got 3-man dive, so it didn't matter.
This was a really interesting and different game. So I'm not sure if the lane by lane breakdown really works as well here in terms of format because we had lane swaps.
I have a couple things to say for each lane.
How do you want to do it, Nimbus?
I think the lane swap should be treated as its own thing and we talk about top and bot simultaneously. Like, because that's more of a strategic play than a mechanical one.
Yeah.
It's not like anybody just randomly died or got huge advantages out of it. I guess I will to start then. I would consider it a good decision because Vayne has a difficult time laning against an anti-Ashe. It's just going to be a crazy lane swap resulted in Jin Zhao, a very early game oriented champion, being put behind, and basically made irrelevant as a result, and Vayne actually getting ahead in CS, which result for blue team. The lane swap, the way it was played out, was almost a full freeze in top lane where we're just last hitting versus bottom lane, basically hard shoving all the time. As on the top lane side, it should have been executed better. It was not played aggressively as it should have been by blue. Morgana should have been just like freely auto-attacking Jin Zhao every time he left turret range. Keep a ward up so you're not in fear of Rengar all the time, and just the fact that you have a ton of minions standing there should be enough to win you the 2v2 if it occurs, as long as you see it coming. But yeah, you should have been able to zone Jin Zhao off more just by auto-attacking him as Morgana, and Vayne also standing far enough up to respond in case anything happens. And then past a certain point, you've got to stop trying and swap lanes back or take a tower or something, because what should have happened is you sitting top lane freezing all the time with two people should have been responded to by taking a free dragon. That never happened, but that was the proper response for Red in that situation, especially after they hard shoved down the first tower. There was nothing better for them to do. Just go straight dragon, rotate up mid, and push that with 4 people. They have to respond eventually, or they just lose objectives left and right. That's all I can think of for early game lane swap shenanigans. As far as where the jungler doesn't play into that, does anyone have any?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate. First of all, Morgana, just like be aggro. Like when you're in a 2v1, like you know, that Zinzal should never touch his CS unless he's under his turret. If you're not in range to be damaged by the turret by hitting him, you should be hitting him. You know, force him to sit there, force him to go away. Like, he shouldn't even really be in lane. Like, you easily have enough pressure to force him out of the lane pretty much completely. If you guys are gonna be like, okay, we're gonna lane swap, then you should, and you want to freeze, then you should freeze it properly. As in, at level 1, you walk up, when the minions spawn, you stand near their turret, so the minions start attacking you, and the minions group. And what this does is, it means that the lane starts pushing in your favor, it starts pushing towards your turret, because all of the enemy minions will be grouped, and they'll start attacking all of your minions at the same time, as soon as they hit them. Whereas all your minions are still filing in one by one, so it takes your minions a lot longer to start doing damage, so you can do the freeze for a lot longer. On the other side, Slip, this is Annie, you need to be, like, in my opinion, like, you should have been roaming. I didn't really feel the need to stay in lane against the Shen. The Shen was maxing W, you weren't doing anything to him, like, pretty much the entire lane. All you were doing was just standing there and just, like, hitting him, and he's just like, well, I'm Shen, I max W, I don't care. Like, you know, you could have been pressuring mid lane, you could have probably killed the Swain with Dinger, you could have invaded in the jungle with Rengar. Like, Rengar went in to invade a Mumu by himself and got himself killed. If you were there, like, that Mumu would have just died. Like, level 2 Annie combined with Rengar damage, like the stun, the damage is just like a really potent combo.
A lot of that was my fault since I wasn't talking much.
Another thing as well is potentially roaming top. Because like Zinzao level 3 is pretty damn strong if you just go top and just like dump a stun on the Vayne. And then Zinzao can follow up, maybe you can just like take her out. But yeah, definitely like you were just kind of not doing anything. Like even though Annie's like strongest point is like her 6. And kind of before 6 she's very very strong, so you've got to kind of utilize that advantage. Lalice, you have anything else to talk about in terms of lane swap, as in the lanes themselves?
Let's see, Shen don't Q things that aren't minions, probably. You're gonna heal a lot less. You're gonna... Like, you're not getting any support anyways, because Amumu's gonna hard farm, and you can't really 2v2 that easily. So just stop worrying about killing Annie or Ashe. Ashe is gonna heal up. Annie has at least 4 pots to go through. You're not gonna get through that. Yeah, we're gonna press Q. There are points you could just walk up and kill. Annie could have actually invaded with Rengar, and that would have been a guaranteed kill on Amumu.
I didn't even know there was going to be an invade.
Yeah. Communication.
Yeah, there was no invade communicated.
You guys actually had a pretty damn strong invade. Should have definitely communicated a 5-man invade instead of risking a 2-man. That's it.
Okay, so in terms of junglers early game, yeah. The Rengar level 1 kind of suicide was very, very, very zealous. Like, first of all, don't ever face check like that. Like, you even, like, the first time you jumped onto the Amumu, that could have killed you. Like, if Morgana had Q and she was there, and if Shen had, you know, if you got hit by Morq and then there's 2 or 3 people there, you're probably dead. You know, why set yourself really far behind at the start of the game for no benefit? Literally no benefit whatsoever. Like, if you are going to invade, make sure you have your team. Make sure you're pinging, communicate. In terms of what you said about background noise, like, even if you can't talk, pinging is the single most effective form of communication in League of Legends, and definitely the most effective form of communication in solo queue. You know, ping. If you ping a "I'm on my way" ping to the enemy red buff, your entire team knows you're invading the enemy red buff. Like, it's very clear. It's a very clear message. You don't even have to talk. It's just a very simple press Alt or Control or whichever button it is and drag your mouse to the right and let go, and that was that. That took you half a second, and everybody on your team knows what you're doing for the next minute or half a minute or whatever.
Pa.
Sorry, go on.
Pa flash R flash is better than flash R. Just always.
Wait, how does that work?
The moment you press R has a cast animation, you can press R then flash. Your R will go on off exactly where you flash, so you don't have to worry about the animation. There were like 5 seconds where someone could have flashed out of it, but if you R flash, it was like 0.1 seconds.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to load up some Amumu later, I guess. I didn't know that either.
Wait, Vistorica, you didn't know that? What the fuck?
I didn't know that either.
I I
think
didn't
anyone
realize
knew
that R
that.
had a cast animation because it's so short.
What the heck? Why are you people so misinformed?
It doesn't feel like it has a cast time.
Everything that has a cast time you can flash.
Anyway. Yeah, so if you're a jungler and you're faced with a lane swap, generally you see one of two things happen, or maybe one of three things. Number one, you camp mid. Number two, you sit with your 2v1 laner, your laner who's by themselves against two people, and you support them so that they can actually get XP and CS. Or you 3v1 dive the enemy solo. Like, those are your three options. Those are the three options you will see 95% of the time in any competitive play in lane swaps. And generally the camp mid thing doesn't really happen either, but it's still a pretty viable strategy. So these are the kind of things you need to think about. Like Rengar was like going top, you tried to gank top instead of ganking top because Zinzao was at half health. You should have just walked into the lane and just supported him, you know, just walk up, get a bit CS yourself, pressure the lane. What you're doing is you're putting pressure on your lane, so Annie, or in this case Vayne and Morgana, do not get to shit on your solo laner for free. Because if they do, you have a chance to retaliate. And you know, you make it into a 2v2, so they can't bully your solo laner for free anymore. You know, you apply pressure to your lane, and now your top laner can get some CS, maybe they can go back, buy an item or two, and then TP back into the lane, and then you can go back about your business. You just, you know, you pressure in the lane, you relieve the pressure from the enemy, from your top laner. Alternatively, as a Rengar, like, even though it's Shen, like, with Annie bot lane, if you guys coordinate well enough, that's a pretty good dive. Just let Annie go in. Annie stun, ignite, Annie will tank the turret. And then when she gets low, she can back out, and he's probably dead, and if he's not dead, you'll probably take aggro and you flash out, etc. These are things to consider.
Too far behind to ever do anything.
Yeah, you died twice early, which really puts you in a bad spot as Rengar. If you're gonna play Rengar jungle, you can't afford to die early. Like, Rengar jungle has to get... Rengar in and of himself scales almost exclusively with items. Like, he has... His natural scaling without items is very low. So, like, if you don't get items, you are always gonna feel really useless. It's gonna be really difficult to be effective.
Did you pop your pots during the invade, or because you got really low at blue?
One of them.
Okay, that's why. Short game.
You guys got things for the junglers then? What about Amumu? I didn't really see Amumu do much. I assumed he just like AFK farmed his jungle a bunch, which is like what you do as Amumu until 6.
Yeah, that's what you do for both junglers.
He did a fair amount of that, and then every time he showed up somewhere, things died, basically. So it was a very... It looked fairly like me jungling. It's like, if I'm there, something good is probably going to happen. Because otherwise it's a waste of time.
You were probably far enough ahead that you could have gotten away with CDR boots or Mobies.
Probably. I wasn't expecting to go as far ahead as I was going, but
Well, your
I
team
wasn't expecting to get some of those kills.
Yeah, your team had such an advantage because Xinjiao and Rengar without items are worthless.
Yeah.
Rengar, if you're new to Rengar, I would look up some TSM's plays, or whatever, like one of the EU Rengar junglers. They have a specific scripted jungle path through the jungle to get to red buff and kill it at like very low health.
Usually you can do a full clear without any trouble on Rengar.
Yeah, unlike weaker junglers, I like to skip Raptors usually from blue side and just go straight to the River Shen top lane in the river, and that thing, yeah, it gives you an easy stun because your stun's still up from smiting.
Anyone else in junglers and stuff? I guess not.
Nope.
You guys want to talk about mid lane then? Because mid lane is where like the biggest snowball happened.
Well,
Yeah. And I went back and watched some of those, and it's just straight 1v1s that just like Swain won, Heimer lost.
shouldn't be 1v1 this way. Just pushed
Well,
him in.
to be fair,
ulti.
Swain's first kill was the free off of the invade.
Yeah, but
and
even with the
then
free
he
kill, you
actually
can't do much
pushed
against
off
hammer
of
push.
The second invade, and then he killed Heimer 1v1 twice.
Yeah, you just gotta avoid Swain altogether because you know you're not gonna kill him, and just keep pushing him in over and over. It would have gotten you a really early dragon. Like Heimer can
Yeah.
solo dragon, the easiest out of any champion.
But we need to talk about turret placements on Heimer because those Heimer turrets were very, very far back, very defensive. They weren't even helping you push the wave. And Swain is very bad at dealing with wave push. He doesn't clear very efficiently, and he doesn't last hit under tower well at all. So your strategy from like level 1 in that lane is just continually push Swain in over and over again. Make him run himself dealing with minions so he can't deal anything to you. It would
And
also
so-
prevent him from ever getting a good opportunity to recall to utilize his gold advantage that he got off of the free kill and the assist. Or he might not have even had the time to get that assist if he was already shoved into tower.
Yeah, like unless Swain has ults, he's not gonna see us well under a tower,
Even with ult, dude.
regardless of how many death caps he has.
Even with ult, CSing in the tower sucks.
With alt, it's like CSing as Rumble. It's like, you got to have the skills.
Heimer turrets, it's easy. It's a good strategy to start from your closest turret, closest to your turret, drop 1, drop 2, advancing in like a triangle form. And if you keep advancing with your turrets, you just drop another one in that also forms another triangle. That way you're immune to ganks, you're still pushing all the time. And it's impossible to deal with. You have so much kite potential around that triangle. And
Yeah.
you're always safe.
You also want to make sure they're far enough apart from each other. Swain can't catch more than one in AoE.
Yeah. It's,
The positioning was too close in this game.
what do you think about
Indeed.
Swain rushing Zanya's before Rod of Ages?
He definitely complete Rod first. He got Rod first too. Like, he went Rod Zanya's, it was like the correct build. Well done.
I want to just like rush Morello's for the extra DP.
For the Seekers before the Rod, though, and I'm not sure about that considering what he was laning against.
Yeah, the Seekers was
I think
unnecessary.
just finishing the Rod straight would have been really good.
Gonna get Rod ASAP. Especially when you're ahead, because you can get it in like 12 minutes or less when you're ahead. Like, if you didn't buy the... Yeah, if you just didn't buy Seekers, you would have completed Rod, I'm pretty sure. You would have had a 10-minute rower. Like, 10-minute rower is insane.
You know, this looked more like a Swain build against a Talon or a Zed than one to Heimer.
I built that because of their team comp. If you see there, they have a lot of CC, and I could get melted with Ignite so fast. That's why I built Ross and then Sonya's.
The Zanya's is fine, but
Yeah,
like...
Rod and Zonya's is good.
It's
the
just...
Seekers earlier than the Rod was the problem.
Yeah. like you want to build armor, but like you don't need armor that early. At worst, you have a Rengar ganking you, but even then, like you're not going to care.
About the cloth and the I fucked up with that with that buy. But I was like, wait, I should be waiting for my raw. Doesn't matter.
To the Heimerdinger, let's talk about a few things. Generally, you want to take a defensive summoner on Dinger and not Ignite. Essentially, most of Heimerdinger's gameplay involves him carrying around his turrets, and the defensive summoner allows you to survive longer, which in turn allows you to turrets to do more damage. And it's especially good against Swain. Like, probably should have taken Barrier or Heal, would have just been much more useful for you.
I was thinking about taking Teleport, but I don't know.
I mean, Ignite's fine in the mid lane.
Yeah.
This, like, next thing, you definitely want to be maxing turrets. Like, you essentially max turrets, place them in good places, and they do all the work for you. And then when it comes to a team fight, you press R, and you make a huge turret, and then you, like, spam laugh while it kills everybody. That's basically how Dinger plays. Dinger just plays off of his turrets. Like, it's so important to play off of turrets correctly. And what everyone said about shoving the Swain in is very relevant. Thirdly, I'm looking at runes and masteries, and they are not very optimal for a Heimerdinger. Like you have magic resist marks, which are not a primary rune, and then AP glyphs. I don't know, it's all just kind of a little bit weird. So like a standard caster rune page would be magic pen marks, armor seals, flat MR glyphs, and AP quints. Like you can never go wrong with that. Like you can get better, but it's never a bad rune page for an AP. They're not efficient on an AP carry. And then masteries, you went 0921. That probably should have been 2190. It's just better in general when 2190. Like you just you're designed to do damage. You want to do as much damage as you can, and offense helps that a lot. Ninja, they're a secondary rune. Like compare them to magic resist glyphs, and you'll see that they are about 40% less efficient, I believe.
But there's situations where that 40% less is more useful than anything that the full marks would give.
No, it's almost never.
I would say never. It doesn't matter who you are. At the very worst, you take AD marks, and they're always useful.
I thought you guys were talking about one of those situations where like a certain set of secondaries is taken over, like AP. I've seen AP glyphs.
Yeah, glyphs are the best for swapping in secondaries, and then yellows are okay. You used to do it with Yi, but I don't think anyone else.
Oh, okay. So that's how that works out. Okay.
Yeah.
Glyphs are typically the only ones you swap
secondaries, out. Yeah, I knew that secondaries were a thing that were used in some places. I just didn't know where.
They're mostly used for attack speed in various things that are really attack speed reliant, and armor reds for various things that don't care about damage.
Yeah. Just the last thing I want to say to the Heimer is just range is just like kind of how you want to fight against Swain. So Swain is he's semi-short range. His Q and his R, if you can stay far enough away from him, they don't really do much. But like the number one rule against laning against Swain is that if he lands W, you're probably dead. And that is true for a lot of champions. A lot of people, if he lands W on you, you're dead. There's a reason why it has such a huge kind of cast time and it takes a long time to land. Because it's a very kind of high risk, high reward like ability. Like it's very easy to dodge it or for him to just miss it. And it does absolutely nothing, but if he does land it, it's very, very potent. Because it allows him to get in range and land a full combo, etc. So like your rule of thumb is if you never get hit by Swain W, you're probably gonna be okay. But in general, you always need to be kiting backwards against him. Kite backwards and let your turrets do the work. Once he's in the middle of your turrets, if you can land a grenade on him that stuns him, like you're probably actually gonna outtrade him. Pre-6 definitely. Post-6 you might need alt Q and just keep kiting backwards and it will do the work. But never try and go aggressive. Don't walk forward and keep running into the Swain to try and kill him because that'll probably end badly for you. Poke, everybody knows that you are JLM23 on Twitch chat. Like, stop trying to be a troll.
Poke, everyone knows your Facebook.
Anything else mentors want to talk about?
It was a short game, not much to talk about.
I would just say, overall, in terms of like team-wide screw-up stuff, the warding on blue team was very, very poor. There were times where you're way ahead and there are no wards on the map, and there are times where you're way ahead and your wards are far too defensive, that they don't really protect you in the places you should be, because you should be very far up when you're this far ahead. And then the biggest problem team-wide on red side was not taking the free dragon opportunities early. Like, there wasn't team play going on and there wasn't rotations that were relevant, and the responses to the enemy positioning were very poor. Like, there were 4 people on blue top at one point to gank one person, and dragon was ignored. There was a 3-man push-up bot lane that like nobody responded to, that got like a tower and a half. Heimer was in mid the whole time. Ashe was like running halfway top before changing direction to deal with it. Like, just pay more attention to what's going on. I can think of.
Did I have good shields?
You had decent shields.
My main
There are a
focus was
couple that were
trying
pretty good.
to get like Vayne to not be CC'd ever.
And AP would do better than that, because Morgana's Black Shield has a 100% AP ratio.
Wait, what? I thought it was lower than
Shield's a
that.
lot.
That's what I said, just build Zonias.
Yeah, but you die like
you
really
don't, you have
easily with
Zonias.
AP.
No, you don't. Like, if you want to
Oh.
shield your Vayne, you max Q, then max E. 350 plus 70% AP,
Ethan, I
nothing's getting
just
through that.
Looked it up. I looked it up to make sure. Ashe still maxes W first.
Yeah, Ashe's W at level 1 is absurd, and it scales absurdly. It does way more damage now too. It's like 120 at base. It's crazy.
Pretty much the last thing I want to say is just to talk about decision making. Because the most important thing to make good decisions is to open your eyeballs and to take in the information that is provided in in the game. Like the biggest one I can think of is when I think it was Red Team. I'm pretty sure there was like, or was it Blue Team? I'm pretty sure Blue Team had like 4 people top at one point, and they were at top lane for a good minute. And the Red Team didn't do Dragon. Not a single person on Dragon on Red Team like looked and saw 4 players top, and not one of them had their mind go like ding Dragon. Like that needs to be like a completely natural reaction. You see 2-3 people top, bing, let's do Dragon. Like the first thing you say is like, let's do Drag, and then you look at Drag and be like, is Drag up? Dragon's up, okay team, and then you say, guys, let's do Dragon. You ping Dragon, etc, etc. But like,
The Dragon's easy.
it's only useful, like you can only do that if you actually, you've got to be aware of what's actually going on in the game. Like, like make sure you're checking. Check where the enemy team is. Check what they're doing. Make sure, if you're in top lane and there's 3 people top, tell your team there's 3 people top. And be like, hey guys, there's 3 people top. Go do Dragon. Like, you guys just need to like try and make a conscious effort to just take in more information that the game provides. Pressing tab and seeing who's fed. Checking where people are on a minimap. Play some wards so you get this information easily, etc, etc. So you don't have to make less guesswork, etc. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. Everything I want to say has been covered by the others. Just to, try and conscious effort to think about the game more. If you play the game, if you just play, like, you will just play like a zombie, and you will play bad. And you won't get any better. Like, you've got to actively think. The game is it's very easy to get into the habit of just playing, because that's what you're used to. Everybody can play this game without using one like little piece of their brain, because it's all natural to you. Most of you have played the game long enough where everything you do is second nature. But it's important that you engage your brain every time you play and try and think a higher level strategy while you're like you're actually playing. With that being said, I am going to host the second game. If you were not in the first game and you wish to join, please say something in chat, PM me, message me on League, etc. So that we can this is it. Like, there's not too much you could have done. You maybe should have jungled. If you're gonna play Zinzao top, you probably can do Wraiths at level 1 with E. Or chickens, whatever they're called, raptors. And then I guess you're instant level 2. But then once you see that the enemy is a 2v1 and they're freezing, then you can just jungle for ages. But like, it's just a difficult kind of game to give you feedback, because in a 2v1 as the solo, there's very limited things you can do, and then once you go behind on Zinzao, like, that's it. Welcome to the end game. Like, Zinzao doesn't get ahead early, he just falls really far behind because he doesn't have a good mid and late game. He's 100% early game, so like he has to snowball early to kind of make something of that advantage to push it into his mid game. Just a little note though, that lane swaps are not something that I want to